You know his words will get you farther than the film will ever go. Give him a moment of your time, he'll tell you what's wrong with the show. He knows what's good, what's bad, what's really bad. His face is just a sign. Say hello to Confused Matthew.
Cat shit, Gonzali. Let me get every single response that I'm going to get for this review out of the way right now. Oh, you just don't get it. Shigor is a metaphor for death. Llewellyn demonstrates that death is inescapable and how you can't run from it. And Tommy Lee Jones demonstrates that things aren't like they used to be and how the world has changed so much and he can't keep up with it. Bullshit! This movie is about nothing. It has no plot. It has no story. It has no characters. This is not a film. So let's get right to it. I don't want to spend any more time than I already need to on this stupid, empty, pointless, brainless, endless, retard, plotting, unforgivable, douchey, bullshit, cock-infested, useless, moronic, arbitrary, pointless, autopilot, waste of time, abortion of a film. The so-called movie opens with a narration by Tommy Lee Jones about how he has been a sheriff since he was in his 20s. He reminisces on the times where lawmen didn't even wear a gun when they were on the job, and how the crimes we see today are mind-boggling to him. He just can't understand the kind of violence and cruelty we see in the world today. Who gives a shit? And the reason I say that isn't because the character is necessarily wrong about that, but because he has absolutely no insight to offer into that phenomenon, which is one of the biggest problems in the whole film. See, usually a character will talk about an issue because he has something to add to the issue or because he has some personal take on it. All Tommy Lee Jones will ever do in this movie is occasionally interrupt other events to talk about those events and conclude, well, things ain't what they used to be. Who gives a shit? Write characters, then make them talk about that. Now let's talk about the characters for a minute. There aren't any. And I don't mean that like the characters are thin or underdeveloped. There literally aren't any. Each and every empty vessel in this film could just as easily be played by the other. They are all completely interchangeable because there is no character that these people are playing. I would say that you could replace them all with Ben Stein, but even that would imply some kind of a performance. No, these people could literally be played by no one. This characterless douchebag may as well be a disembodied bag of money, and this characterless douchebag may as well be a disembodied gun chasing after it for 5 hours. So after Jones's pointless narration, we cut to our killer character, Anton Chigurh, who immediately murders one of his captors and then murders some guy on the road with an airgun. Of all the serial killers I have ever seen in films, this one is the least threatening, least menacing, least able to make you care killer of all time. See, once again, usually when people write killers in their screenplays, they try to give them some kind of psychology or insight into what they do. And to be fair, a few scenes with Anton approach something like that, but there is no consistency in it. Sometimes he'll give people a chance by flipping a coin, and sometimes he'll just be bored and kill people. The problem with this is that when you make a character this underwritten, poorly thought out, and random, then even the methodical stuff seems random. This guy is more like a tornado, destroying one life and leaving another untouched on a whim. And if you're sitting there asking, well, what's wrong with that? Then answer me this question. How much did you really care about the tornadoes in Twister? My answer is that there is nothing wrong with making a killer less like a person and more like a force of nature unless you have any interest whatsoever in actually caring about that killer. And personally, I like to care about things in films. And what might be most mind-boggling of all is that this guy actually won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. For what? He isn't playing anyone. God, I wish they had asked me to play Anton. I can bumble around aimlessly with a deadpan expression on my face for 5 hours. So then we are non-introduced to Llewellyn. Now, if you haven't seen this movie yet, I'm going to do you a big favor right now. When Llewellyn first comes on the screen, he finds a dying Mexican who asks him for water, which he denies, and he finds a bag of money. That's all that happens. Period. However, since the Coen brothers have no story to tell in this film, they decided that we need to spend 15 minutes establishing those two things, mostly by way of him strolling around aimlessly in the landscape. So to anyone who hasn't seen this film, when you get to Llewellyn's introduction scene, just skip the first 15 minutes, which is what the Coen brothers should have done. He denies a dying Mexican water and finds a bag of money. There, that's all you need to know. Just skip the first 15 minutes. So Llewellyn goes home and has a moment with his wife. Here we get just the bare minimum of what their relationship is like, but the scene's dialogue is so generic and the characters so empty that it really may as well be anyone sitting there. So since they didn't bother to develop this at all, I can only assume that they don't want us to care about the wife character. Fine. Later that night, Llewellyn has a bout of conscience and decides to take a jug of water to the dying man. Seemed to me that the dude needed more than water. Maybe he could have just made a phone call on his behalf or something, but whatever. Well, it turns out that the whole thing was a botched drug deal, and some dangerous men try to kill Llewellyn upon his arrival. They don't succeed, so Llewellyn decides to flee with the money. He sends his wife to her mother's house and then checks into a nondescript hotel. So Anton is later charged with the job of tracking down the money and is given a receiver to track the satchel. Then he pointlessly kills the two men that brought him here, and Llewellyn is so far unaware that the bag is equipped with a transponder. Meanwhile, Jones's character and his deputy track what's happened so far. They find Llewellyn's truck at the rendezvous point and inspect the dead men. That takes about 5 minutes too. Now, once again, we don't get any insight into anyone's character or anything. It's basically just them describing what happened here, which we already know. So now we're about a half hour into the movie, and all that's happened so far is that some random guy found a bag of money, and now some other random pointless guy is chasing after him. Half an hour, ladies and gentlemen. So then Anton breaks into Llewellyn's house. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess the film thinks that we need to see every single second of that, so I guess we're waiting on the film now. So once he gets in there, he kind of wanders around the house, and Llewellyn's not there. So he kind of wanders around the house, and Llewellyn's not there. So he kind of wanders around the house, and Llewellyn's not there. So he kind of wanders around the house, and Llewellyn's not there. So he kind of wanders around the house, and Llewellyn's not there. So he kind of wanders around the house, and Llewellyn's not there. Stop telling me to shut up. That's all that's happening in the film right now. Why weren't you telling the film to shut up? Fine, I won't even describe it. We'll just watch it. So, anyway, after eating up some screen time with that pointlessness, he goes to the person in charge and starts asking questions.
Yes, sir?
I'm looking for Llewellyn Moss.
Did you go up to his trailer?
Yes, I did.
Well, I'd say he's at work. Do you want to leave a message?
Where does he work?
I can't say.
Where does he work?
Sir, I ain't at liberty to give out no information about our residents.
Where does he work?
Did you not hear me? We can't give out no information.
You know what? If you're just gonna waste our time with random, pointless, time-killing scenes like this, why even stop here? Let's just keep going. So then Anton goes to Llewellyn's work. I'm looking for Llewellyn. He ain't here. Okay. So then he calls up information. I'm looking for Llewellyn. He ain't listed. Okay. And please do not either laugh or get pissed off at me. I'm dead serious. If they're going to waste time with pointless scenes like this, why not? So then Tommy Lee Jones and his deputy go to Llewellyn's house and just basically repeat the same pointless scene we saw when Anton was just bumbling around the house with a deadpan expression on his face. Once again, we learn nothing about anyone's character or story. They just basically reiterate what we already know. And then we get this shit.
You think this boy Moss has got any notion of the sorts of sons of bitches that are hunting him?
I don't know, he ought to. He's seen the same things I've seen, and it certainly made an impression on me.
What have you seen? What has he seen? Who are you? Who is he? Write characters, then make them say things like that. You know what? I'm actually pissed off and fucking sick of even talking about this. I'll just see you all in part 2.